What's up, everybody? We are here on location for season 2 of Abandoned, and I am going to take some time and answer some questions real quick. Oh, that's it, baby. Give me that iced tea! Probably that people hate waiting a full week for an episode to drop. I think that's probably the Netflix effect on things, where you can literally sit down and watch a whole TV show of something. I'm more of a traditionalist in that sense, I guess. And as a creator too, I mean, you design a season based on how each episode is gonna end. It's written for that cliffhanger to lead you in to the next episode. So rather than you binging a whole season or series of something and really only thinking about that finale, I'd rather you watch one, kind of digest it and think about it for a week, because I think it keeps you in the show longer. It makes it last longer, and it's a bit more thought-provoking that way, isn't it? The secrecy. This time around, there wasn't one single person who knew what I was doing or where this season was gonna go. And so taking season 1, this small little show with one camera in the middle of the woods, and trying to make season 2 so much bigger and better, I think I probably threw some people off with the trailer. Hopefully. More action, bad guys, an unlikely friend, lots of surprises. I think from the very first scene up all the way until the end will be pretty shocking. And I think it'll feel more like a real show too, because there's less mystery. Season 1 kind of was played backwards and made you figure everything out along the way, whereas this one will kind of run like a regular show would. All right, if you didn't watch season 1, couldn't follow season 1, or just need a quick refresher, here is the speed cap. Ready? Go.
I wake up in the middle of the woods, and like most people when this happens, I try to remember how I might have got here. Did I party too hard after the proposal? Wait, no, I don't even remember proposing. Oh, right, you don't even know about that yet. Sorry, hold on, we'll get there. I start running around trying to find a way out, and ultimately just do one giant circle, so I start looking for clues. I throw my watch because I see that it's broken. Really? Was that the only reason? No, stay tuned though. I find one smoke left and light it with what turns out to be an empty lighter. It's okay though, I mean, I'm stranded in the middle of the woods, why would that be a problem? And through the magical use of flashbacks, we start to learn a little bit more about me. Turns out I'm a writer and just got a big lead on a story about a politician by the name of Dan Tomley. See, Mr. Tomley is such a magical person that all of his assistants disappear. Well, I just landed an interview with the latest assistant who got away. Turns out I'm also dating a wonderful person by the name of Claire, and her dad appears to be just as wonderful. See, this old-timey business mogul doesn't seem to care for me, but when I tell him I bought a ring and want to propose to Claire, he says, I guess. Meanwhile, in real time, I find out that the ring is missing and decide I gotta get out and get back to Claire. So I take off running and find a big tree that I think I can climb to possibly see a way out. The branch breaks, I hurt my leg, roll down a hill, and realize I may actually die out here. After the interview with Dan's assistant, I learn that Dan has been disguising charities and fundraisers to support his own political platform. Dan's assistant tells all and seems to be at peace with the fact that his days are numbered, so he might as well go down swinging. Back in the woods, I seem to be adjusting to my new life a little. I make a fire with broken lighter, find a source of water, and was able to catch a fish. And even though I'm on one leg, things could be worse. Yeah, I actually probably shouldn't have said that. I get stuck at work late the next day and find a threatening note in my car telling me I need to return the ring. I brush it off, and while picking up dinner for Claire, I find another note in my car that, oh shoot, I never actually opened. Don't worry though, I don't think it has an effect on how this all could have played out. And then I immediately receive a phone call telling me I need to return the ring. It's nighttime in the middle of the forest, and I'm still trying to find a way out. My contacts start to become a bigger problem, and while creepy, I do eventually find my way back to camp just in time to rekindle the fire. Things are starting to get intense. I wish for real, though, because I really could have used the tent. The next day, I head to the water and refill my bottle and try and catch some food. But while I'm away, it starts raining, and as I struggle to make my way back to camp, the storm rolls on. I finally do make it back, but it's too late, as the storm has already put out my fire. Told you I shouldn't have said things could be worse. Waking up the next day, I decide that camping with limited water and food and possibly no fire isn't going to cut it anymore, so it's time to march out and find a way out of here or die trying. crying. While on the journey, I have a flashback about the watch I was wearing at the beginning of this whole thing, and it turns out it's a gift from Mr. B. Told you he was a wonderful guy. And when I return to the watch and break it open, I find out
It's been tracking me this entire time.
In anger, I heave it far and away over the trees and hear a strange sound. I march in the direction of the noise and find a shed. Things are starting to look up. Since we're still playing catch-up, it's the night of the proposal and the day before the article is scheduled to be released, and I'm still receiving notes and phone calls telling me to back off. I finally arrive at the beach where I'm supposed to propose to Claire, and as I start walking around the car, I disappear. Oh, this must be where I end up in the woods. Oh, and then Claire calls because she's worried that I never showed up. Meanwhile, in real time in the shed, I find a phone and a charger. I think, holy cow, I'm finally going to get out of here. But if I wasn't so starved and sleep deprived, I'd probably rightfully be more suspicious. But I'm out of options. Then, as the phone finally turns on, I open maps to find out where I am and find out which direction to go. As I leave the shed, I see the note from the car that I never opened. What? How did that appear? Well, I finally open it, and it turns out it's a warning sign that says don't go in the shed. Anyway, in a scurry, I drop the note, leave, and as I exit, I turn into a gun, and it turns out the person holding the gun was...
Oh shoot, sorry, we're all out of time. But I do have an exclusive sneak peek of the season premiere of Abandoned, where my character is trying to adjust to this new situation he's in and is being haunted a bit by his past. And don't forget to tune in next week when the full episode drops on July 13th.